Hi everyone, so about part 2 of week 46. So we're still semi in Kyoto, but we move on to Osaka at the end of the week. We actually head off to Osaka on the Thursday evening, and then we have a full day Friday. And Friday we were actually all day in Universal Studios, and then Saturday we was just sort of hanging around Osaka and doing bits and pieces there. So this is majority sort of Kyoto, but a little bit Osaka as well, because we did do Universal Studios, which was a big day as well. So I'm actually using a Design A. I think it is, the most common one, but I don't actually have that many. I don't think I use any 6x4 photos on this one at all. I think I use all my 3x4s and make them into 6x4s and use the cutter parts. I don't have that many cutter parts left of this collection. It's a Safe Travels collection from Simple Stories. Not got much left at all, maybe a couple of 3x4s, but also some odd shaped journal ones. You'll see that I'm trying to use 2 here, but they're not the right size. I will cut them down. I don't use one of them in the end, but I do cut down one of them in order to be like the journal piece of this layout. I don't have much space on this layout to write anything at all, but with travel ones, I don't know if I need to sort of explain in detail what we did, because I feel like 1, the pictures sort of speak for themselves, and 2, I do travel albums as well that sort of match these, so I don't have to go into too much detail, but I do like to write a little bit and say we went to X, Y and Z on this day and we did this, our favourites was this sort of thing. But I don't feel like each day needs something on there. Like in my normal weeks, I like to write a little bit about each day that we did something major, because obviously every day is different on a normal week. But whilst we're travelling, I don't feel like I need to write too much. But saying this, I didn't have any 6x4 cutter parts at all, and I thought I was going to use 2 cards together, as like I did in my previous one in the part 1, but I thought, why don't I use that large travel sticker that's very difficult to use, because obviously it's quite big. It doesn't fit in any of the other pockets because it's too big. It might fit in a 4x4, I'm not sure, but I thought, why don't I just use it on this one? I put some washi tape along the bottom and just use a little plain sticker and a little geotag, and just left it as that really, and it looks quite nice when all the photos and things are together, because it's quite a busy layout with all the different photos and the cutter parts. So yeah, it sort of makes it a little bit, it spaces it out a little bit. So then the first photo that's going to go in the first pocket is a picture of some monkeys. So we went to Arashiyama district in Kyoto on one of our last days, and it was amazing. It's a lot more chilled than the centre of Kyoto, but it's just, it's a really lovely place to go with the there's a large river that runs through it, and we went to the bamboo forest and stuff like that, and we also went up to the top of the hill and found the wild monkeys. And what I love about this is that you can feed them, but in order to feed them, you go inside a hut and feed them whilst they're outside, because they're local to the area as such. Like they're wild. There is some people doing research on them and such, just seeing what their habits are and them sort of things, but they are wild. They're not kept. They can disappear whenever they want to. But it was just a nice little experience, and they're really cute and they're really gentle. So I put a little Happy Travels card next to that, because I love animals and I love anything to do with animals, so that was always fun. Which leads me on to the middle section, which will be when we went to Nara. So Nara is about 40-minute train ride from Kyoto. It's closer to Osaka, I think, but we went from Kyoto, and it was a really lovely day. We went to go see the famous deers, and they bow in order to get biscuits and stuff off you, but they can be a little bit ferocious. I was a little bit scared actually, because when one realizes you've got crackers, the others will come up, and then you've got like a horde of them, and they're not afraid to sort of headbutt you or even nibble at you. I had them nibbling at my bottom of my coat and my bag, and I had one headbutt me actually on my bum, and I actually had a bruise because my phone was in my back pocket and he headbutted it and it must have really dented, and I had a bit of a bruise on my bum for a while. But so they are a little bit ferocious, so I was a little bit scared of them, I'm not gonna lie, but I tried to feed them as much as I could, and I tried to sort of spot the lonely ones that were on their own, that weren't that bothered about things. So that was the tactic. But these two photos here are pictures of us trying to feed the deer. Picture of Joe sort of holding the crackers as high as he possibly could so one wouldn't, you know, try and eat them off him. And then there's me getting sort of a little bit bombarded by a few. And there is some other photos that I will include in my travel album of me looking very scared whilst they all sort of crowd me. But they are cute in general, and they will bow to you in order to get crackers and stuff like that. But you did hear a few screams going along in the park. But yeah, so that's what we did in Nara. I'm going to use that. I think it says Adventure Awaits, just because I like the backpack and I like the colours, I like the pink on that one. And then I'm going to use the travel bucket list journal card. That was a bit too big, but I cut it down to 3x4 size in order to write a little bit about what we did this week. And then the bottom part is us going to Osaka. So as I said, we went Thursday evening from Kyoto to Osaka. It's only about 30 minutes, and we actually decided to get the bullet train just because it's a lot easier with our luggage on the bullet train, because we could actually put it in a specific spot, whereas on the metro and the normal trains you can't guarantee yourself a seat, and you know, having 3 suitcases was a lot. So we actually just booked the bullet train and went on that. But yeah, and then we went to Universal Studios on the Friday, which was amazing, and I can't wait to scrapbook everything about that. It was very busy, but it was expected. But Universal Studios Japan has the Nintendo World, which is what we went for really, and it was incredible. So I'm going to put 2 photos together to make the 6x4. And then the last photo is just a picture of us walking around Dotonbori Street, which was, again, incredible. All lit up and sort of neon, a little bit different than Tokyo. This was a bit more rough and ready, I felt, and a bit more nightlifey. But it was really, really cool. So we had fun walking around there in the evening time. I'm just using smaller stickers because I don't want to take up too much of the photo. This was when I realised that was a 6x4 pocket, so I had to stick it on a 6x4 piece of card rather than a 3x4. But I'm just going to put a 3x4 card next to it. It says Weekend Vibes, because obviously this was the weekend, Friday, Saturday sort of time, so I thought I'd use that card up. And that is everything. There isn't photos at the end of these ones because it's too dark at the moment to take them, and I want to get these videos up. So there won't be any photos, but hope you enjoyed, and I'll be back soon. Bye.